It's officially the Christmas season in my home. I love this time of year. It always fills me up with so much hope and happiness. When I was little, around this time of year, my mom and I would visit all the craft Christmas markets around our town. Each weekend, probably starting right after Halloween, we would get up early on Saturday mornings and go to 2, sometimes 3 craft Christmas markets in a day. The fun thing was, many of them were held in people's homes. Each home was decked out with handmade crafts for every season. Everywhere you looked, it was like a little treasure trove of holiday cheer. It was such a lovely shopping experience, and it always smelled like the holidays. Come to think of it, this may be where I got my love of shopping at local markets from. I usually came home with a sweet treat like mini pumpkin pies, and my mom would add some great pieces to her Christmas decorating collection. Pieces that we still have to this day. Remembering the excitement and memories these local Christmas craft markets brought to my mom and me each year, I wanted to bring a version of this to you, but with an international twist, of course. Hello, and welcome to the Anxious Adventurer podcast. I'm Katie Schlegel, your host. I've traveled to a lot of places around this beautiful planet, seen so many jaw-dropping sights, and have met some pretty amazing human beings along the way. Now, if you don't know this yet, I'll just get it out of the way right now. I'm an anxious adventurer, hence the name of the podcast. If you're wondering what an anxious adventurer even means, well, to put it quite simply, it means that when I travel, I can get anxious and stressed out maybe a little easier or more often than the average person. However, over my many years of traveling, I've learned to tap into something special that makes traveling so much easier and more fun. That is my intuition. And the more I've learned to trust my gut during my travels, the more synchronistic and amazing my experiences have become. And this is my hope for you, my dear anxious adventurer, is that you too start tapping into your intuition more and more when you travel, so that you can be swept off into the world that traveling can open up for you. A world of magical moments and beauty, where you find out that the world is really a friendly place. You just have to change the way you look at it, and then step out your door. And don't you worry, I am right here beside you. Have you ever gone to a Christmas market in your city, or maybe one while you were traveling? This is one of the things that's on my bucket list to do before I die. My dream is to travel around during the month of December and visit various Christmas markets all over the world. 'Tis the season, right? So I figured why not do an episode on some of the famous and maybe not so famous Christmas markets around the world. And hey, some of these may even be in your neck of the woods. Are you ready to find out where these Christmas markets are? I know I am, so grab your passport because we're about to do some serious globetrotting together today. Welcome to the magical wonderland of Christmas markets around the world. Dusk has fallen, it is softly snowing, chestnuts are being roasted, and carolers are singing that song you know and love, but in a different language that makes it sound fresh and new. Twinkle lights turn on as if they were magically timed to do so, and you stand there as your eyes are filled with sights of beautiful crafts and fashion wares. You grab your hot cocoa, shopping list in hand. You're ready for this magical shopping experience to begin. For many, thinking of a Christmas market evokes a sense of nostalgia. Their glowing lights, sweet smells, and joyful sounds remind us of Yuletide's past. These Christmas markets typically feature open-air stalls selling gifts handmade by local artisans, yummy seasonal treats, and hot beverages, of course. You can also be sure to find some beautiful light displays, decorations of all kinds, and possibly a festive performance or two. Now that you have the general idea of what a Christmas market looks like, and maybe even feels like, let's start our trip and travel to our first Christmas market. When you think of Christmas markets, what's the first place you think of? If you said Europe, that's what I think of too. And that's where we are first traveling to. Brush up on your French and maybe a little German too, because we're headed to Strasbourg, France. Strasbourg is in eastern France and is home to one of Europe's oldest Christmas markets, with the first one taking place in 1570. The city boasts that they are the capital of Christmas, and rightly so. From around the magnificent cathedral to the city's most beautiful squares, Strasbourg, capital of Christmas, invites visitors to share in the most marvelous of all holidays. Today, there are 10 locations throughout the city, with over 300 wooden stalls spread around different squares all over the city, each one inviting you to make memorable moments in this fairy tale-like atmosphere. You could easily spend the best part of a week here, indulging in end-of-year festivities, picking up decorations and presents, and drinking local wine. Sounds fabulous, right? Before getting lost down Strasbourg's narrow alleyways and beautiful squares, visitors should be sure to head to Place Cleaver, where they'll find the great Christmas tree. It is a sight to behold, and one that will definitely put you in the mood for spreading more of that holiday cheer. What makes this Christmas market special? Strasbourg is just across the border from Germany, so you get to experience two cultures in one. You can visit Strasbourg Christkindlesmarkt from November 24th to December 24th. And since we're so close to Germany, let's hop on a train to our next Christmas market, shall we? Want to find that special ornament for your tree? Travel to this amazing Christmas market to get a unique, one-of-a-kind ornament that you can pass down to the next generation. Welcome to Christkindlesmarkt in Nuremberg, Germany. The Nuremberg Christkindlesmarkt is one of the oldest and most famous Christmas markets in the world. The first records of this market date back to the 1530s, but many historians believe that the market stretches even further back than that. During Christmas time, the city of Nuremberg offers a huge variety of events. This market invites you to immerse yourself into all the Christmas festivities. Take a stroll through the wooden booths of the little city of wood and cloth, where you'll find traditional, often handmade Christmas decorations, and of course, some yummy sweet treats like gingerbread and speculatius, almond cookies. What makes it special? The actual market itself. It's like a mini city of wooden stalls packed full with traditional homemade goods, smoked beers, and mugs of homemade Glühwein, or mulled wine. The opening ceremony is December 1st at 5:30 p.m. this year, and this market is open from December 1st through the 24th. Next, let's jump on a train and take a ride down to Vienna, Austria, to the Vienna Christkindlesmarkt. With the many shopping streets and Advent markets lighting up the city of Vienna, this Christmas market shines especially bright. After all, it is considered one of Europe's biggest and most beautiful Christmas markets. Every year, countless guests from home and abroad visit and marvel at Vienna's traditional Christmas market. It's a Christmas world that features over 100 high-quality stalls and submerges visitors in wall-to-wall festivities. And just in case all that didn't get you in the spirit, it's all in the shadow of Vienna's splendid Rathaus, one of Vienna's most amazing structures. But what makes this market so special? Well, the range of products offered by the market stalls at the Vienna Christmas market is unique. From toys to Christmas decorations to clothing accessories for the winter, you can find them all right there at the market. And don't forget the delicious selection of delicacies, snacks, and drinks that will warm your hands as well as your bellies. All of this can be enjoyed at bar-top tables covered with pergolas with a view of the Christmas Town Hall Park. It's truly a Christmas wonderland. There is also a small park surrounding the market, so be sure to bundle up and take an evening stroll. Its hidden displays, nativity scenes, decorated trees, and illuminated trails are definitely something to write home about. And you can find Vienna's Christmas market open from the 10th of November to the 26th of December this year. This next one, you may not have had it on your radar. So pack your bags. Yep, we're hopping on a flight to Cusco, Peru. Every December 24th, for one night only, Cusco's traditional handcraft fair takes place in Cusco's main square, Plaza de Armas. The plaza is transformed to receive artisans, sculptors, and image makers from Cusco who show off their best works. As in ancient times, artists lay out their blankets with their products, following with the custom of the traditional Andean fairs. This market is known as the Santarantiqui. You can find everything you need for your nativity scenes, as well as artistic products of great quality and originality. However, it is much more than just a Christmas market. It is known for being the spirit of Cusco, filled with tradition, culture, art, and devotion. It's a magical experience that you will only find in Cusco. And if you're wondering what Santarantiqui means, it's a mixture of Spanish and Quechua that translates into Sails of Saints. But just like its name, Santarantiqui has a complex history where the Andean and the colonial European cultures have fused together to create something truly unique. What makes this Christmas market special, you may ask? This is where you will find everything you need to put together your very own Christmas nativity. When you have experienced the culture and tradition of this market, you will see just how incredible it is. At Santarantiqui, you can also buy unique clothing, all kinds of leatherworks, colorful accessories, and woodworks. There's something truly for everyone. Every year, this market enchants hundreds of tourists and locals alike. So now that you have it on your radar, maybe it will enchant you to make a visit this December 24th. And here's a few notable mentions for my listeners in the States. I'm not going to go into details, but if you live close or within driving distance to these cities, I'd highly recommend them. The Kris Kringle Market in Chicago, Illinois, Solvang Jewel Fest in Solvang, California, the Savannah Christmas Market in Savannah, Georgia, and for my Charles Dickens fans out there, San Francisco has an amazing Dickens-themed market every Christmas called the Great Dickens Christmas Fair. And there you have it. Our Christmas market tour around the world has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. While I was doing research for each of these places, I discovered that almost all of the Christmas markets have dedicated websites with all the info you need to know. I would totally check out each of their websites too, as they have important information like Christmas market guide maps, and some even have info on what each stall holder offers. Even if you don't plan on going to any of these markets, you'll have a fun time perusing their websites. It totally puts you in the Christmas spirit, trust me. And they have some really beautiful photos, so it's almost like you get transported there. I've put links to each one in the show notes. Please note, the dates and times change each year for these markets, so those websites are the best place to find out all the info you need to know before you go. As you may remember, I love me some good old country or city guidebooks. They are like my little secret indulgence, and sometimes I find myself at the bookstore in the travel section just looking for a good guidebook to read. While I love reading all about the country or city I'm about to travel to, I also know that information changes so quickly nowadays. That's one of the reasons why I want to share these episodes with you. The other reason is because I know as an anxious adventurer myself, that if I do my research and prepare for my trip, it eases my travel anxiety immensely. With that being said, I'll be sprinkling in more and more of these mini travel guide episodes on a variety of topics having to do with travel, top 10 spots, country and city guides, and so much more. I want this podcast to be a resource for you. Imagine for a moment that you're about to go to, say, Germany for the first time in December, and you want to know where to go to experience your first Christmas market. Well, you can start here and then from there find out where to look for more information. That way, you feel a little bit more prepared. So, if you have travel topics you want me to cover in the future, send me an email, anxiousadventurersclub@gmail.com. I'd love to get your input and, of course, put out content that you, my listeners, would like to hear all about. Before I close out this episode, there are a few things I want to remind you of. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Mariposa Skies. That's where I share all the photographs, videos, and visuals for each podcast. Information about the artisans and their fashion, travel inspiration and tips, as well as cultural knowledge and insights. And if I could plug a little bit more, if you're shopping for unique, one-of-a-kind gifts this year, gifts that support artisans like you'd find at many of these Christmas markets, check out the shop. There are some really beautiful mohair infinity scarves from artisan Sofia in Argentina that would be just perfect for this time of year. And one last thing, the only way to get this podcast out there is with your help. So wherever you listen to your podcasts, please follow, subscribe, and hit those 5 stars if you like the podcast. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave a review. I'd love to hear your feedback, and if you leave a 5-star review, I'll definitely give you a shout out. Well, that's a wrap. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, my dear anxious adventurers, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Besos.